She was also in Ginger, and of course, we were going to say Josephine the Plumber because we love her to death. Jane Whitman is right. We also have a talented lady who has voiced several Disney, Pixar films, and she was in The Duck Factory, 11 years as Art Fern's Tea Time Lady.
Series that I was on, we were trying out different directors. So every week we had a new director, and we were all, not all of us, but we three girls on Petticoat Junction were very young, and so every time we'd get a new director, it was like starting over. Then Dick came into view, and he directed a lot of shows. It was obvious he knew what he was doing. He was fun, he was nice, and we all thought, oh boy, finally we're going to get one director. And then Green Acres came along, and they took him from us. But they needed him, because imagine directing Eddie Albert and Ava Gabor in a television series, plus every character actor known to man. But he is a delightful, wonderful man. I am very pleased to present this award to Richard Baer.
This is a hard act to follow. Society for Cinephiles?
Yes.
Cinephiles. Their film career achievement award. Thank you very much. I'm heartened, and I want to know how many people here came to the show today to see the Joe Me Dopes. How many?
I'm reliving my youth here tonight. This is Ponce de Leon. Should have come here instead of before, because before I go into Phyllis here, who I know as Gypsy, I was at Warner Brothers. She was at Warner Brothers, of course. We didn't know each other there. But Debbie Reynolds and I signed the same week at Warner Brothers, and I haven't seen her in quite a while. And I hadn't seen Carp since 1954, and I haven't seen Gypsy in a while. When we all left Warner Brothers, because they closed down during the height of when they had to sell their movie theaters, and they were in a lot of trouble about how to make films, the question was, how do we make a living who had been at these various studios? And there was live television, but to my knowledge, there hadn't been really film television, except, of course, Lucy was a 3-camera show with an audience. And in 1951, I had done a play and wanted to get to New York and didn't have any money because nobody got any money on a contract in those days. And anyway, I was offered to play Jimmy Olsen in the first film television show, which was a one-camera show that was financed by National Comics DC, who made so much money out of it, they did it all Warner Brothers. So at 51, not knowing what I was doing, I went on the set of Superman and met this beautiful lady, and my lifelong or decade leading man, George Reeves, and a company of wonderful people working on it who were all determined that we could make these shows, 2 shows a week. They're shooting 20 pages of dialogue a day, and we could do it. And somehow we did it. It was very weird when we got our wardrobe. I don't know what they did to you, but they took me to Matson's to get Jimmy Olsen 3 of everything. And I didn't know why in the heck they wanted 3 of everything. Well, I didn't know they were going to drown me, put me in fires, throw me off buildings, trying to shoot me. And they needed the triples on everything. And Phyllis, or I knew this gypsy. And when we met, I had seen her, of course, in Joe McDo's, and loved 1 reel comedies, and loved 2 real comedies. The first day we met was at the Hale Road Studio, because the Superman company were shooting at Archaeopathe, and they didn't have an outdoor set. And this was the first day I worked, and I'd been studying acting very hard with Michael Chekhov, and suddenly they put me in a safe. And Harry Lewis, who'd been at Warner Brothers, was the villain who was going to kill Jimmy and roar him out of a huge building in the safe. And they actually put me in the safe. And Gypsy and George Reeves were in the car, and George Reeves, the Superman, sees Jimmy locked in his safe. And they actually lowered it and took me out. I thought, what am I doing here?
Probably wondered where the gypsy comes from. My mother was 15 when I was born, and she used to read True Confessions. And she read about a horse named Gypsy. And then my father had a girlfriend by the name of Ann Everett. So my name is Gypsy Ann Everett still. And the other day, Dick called and he said, "Is Gypsy Ann Everett still there?" I said, "Who the hell is this?" But anyway, Phyllis Coates. And Dale Getterman gave me the name from the MGM. I went in with somebody wrote my name down. I said, "What name shall I use?" Because they said, "You can't go in with that name, Gypsy Ann Everett." I said, I'm Gypsy Ann from Odessa, Texas." He said, here. He wrote down Phyllis Coates. So I go in and I see Al Trisconi, the talent scout. "What's your name?" "Phyllis Coates." And it stuck. Anyway, it's a pleasure to be with all you wonderful, talented people. And if I talk anymore, I'll weep. It's all more than I can take. Barbara Hale, hello from Gianna with 2 L's, Wilson.
Diana Wilson.
Diana Wilson. Love it. I tell you, you look marvelous. I live out in the Tules. I live in Sonoma. It's a horrible place to live. If you're drunk, you're okay. And I found that I'm allergic to wine. But anyway, I'm here and I'm so grateful to be in your room. And thank you, sweetheart. Dick, what can I say?
How long were we married?